Hey guys, I've spent a lot of time in Phasmophobia since it's come to PSVR 2, and I've already gotten the Platinum Trophy and Completionist badge, and it's time for me to put the game down for a while. But I wanted to make one more helpful video for the community first, so in this video I'm going to try and cover everything I know about how to identify ghosts on zero evidence settings. The hunting information will be shown at 150 speed, so for consistency I'll be saying the 150 hunt speeds here as well. The actual hunt and activity footage was repurposed from my Easy Silver Apocalypse Challenge video, but I've reorganized it here to make a simple, no evidence guide. Also, there are 24 ghosts, so I anticipate it being a slightly longer video, so I'll make sure to include chapters so that you can skip around as needed. Now first let me remind you, a mimic will attack like any ghost it is mimicking, so be sure to always rule out a mimic before you lock your answer. The spirit can't hunt within 3 minutes of being smudged. It is a clear disqualifier, and a great way to confirm a spirit when you are pretty sure that you're dealing with one. Please note that the counter starts the moment the smudge first affects the ghost and it does not stack. The spirit hunts at 50 sanity, and during the hunt, the spirit moves at a typical 2.55 meter per second speed and has normal line of sight bonuses. The Wraith can't break salt. It's a simple disqualifier. The Wraith can teleport to you, giving off an EMF2 in no evidence. So if you happen to have an EMF2 occur with nothing else seeming to have happened in the room, it might be a Wraith. The Wraith hunts at 50 sanity and moves at a typical 2.55 speed and has normal line of sight bonuses. Salt has no effect on a Wraith during a hunt and it's a dead giveaway.
I'm down here. Okay, let's see. Did you step through salt? Nope, it's a Wraith.
The phantom cannot be photographed. If you have a ghost photo that doesn't show the ghost, it is a phantom.
Okay, that might tell me everything I need to know if it's a phantom right there. That definitely felt like a phantom, to be honest. I'm gonna say phantom.
The phantom moves at normal 2.55 speed and has normal line of sight bonuses, and it begins hunting at 50 sanity. When hunting, the phantom is noticeably more invisible than other ghosts, blinking in less often and staying invisible much longer.
It's a phantom. Look at that, it's a phantom. Burn off.
The Poltergeist can throw items noticeably farther than other ghosts. Here's an example.
Oh, ho, ho. Holy crap.
The Poltergeist can also throw multiple items at once, causing a Poltergeist explosion, which will drain your sanity for 2% per item thrown, and it looks like this.
There it is.
The Poltergeist moves at normal 2.55 speed and has normal line of sight bonuses, and it begins hunting at 50 sanity. When hunting, the Poltergeist will throw an item if available every half second, which is twice as fast as other ghosts. But I've noticed at 150 speeds, other ghosts seem to throw them just a little faster than usual as well, so be on alert. The Banshee will never change its favorite room, but Banshee will stalk and hunt one player, and it hunts based on that player's sanity instead of the group average. The Banshee can also drain that player's sanity faster. The Banshee is the only ghost that can do the Banshee scream.
That's a Banshee.
The Banshee moves at normal 2.5 speed and has normal line of sight bonuses. Banshee hunts when its target player is at 50 sanity. Here's what the Banshee scream sounds like one more time. A Jinn cannot turn off a breaker. The Jinn has an ability to drain 25% of a player's sanity by activating a 2 EMF on the breaker when the breaker is on. You can leave an EMF by the breaker and see if there's an EMF 2 on the breaker, and if it doesn't turn off, you can identify the Jinn. The Jinn hunts at 50% sanity. If the breaker is off, the Jinn moves at normal speed and has normal line of sight bonuses, but if the breaker's on and the ghost is further than 3 meters away and has line of sight, it will race at that player at a 3.75 meter per second until it gets within 3 meters, and then it will revert to normal ghost speed.
There we go. That's the ability. See how fast it moved? And then it slows down when it gets close to you because it only works until it's 3 meters away from you.
A Mare cannot turn on a light. The Mare can instantly turn off a light switch after you turn it on, but it rarely does this in my experience, and other ghosts might just be about to interact with the switch at the same time you did, so it's unreliable. A Mare can hunt at 60% sanity if the lights are off, and 40 sanity if the lights are on. The Mare moves at the normal 2.55 speed and has normal line of sight bonuses. A Revenant moves slow when hunting and there are no players in its line of sight, but when the player is in its line of sight, it gets very fast until it loses line of sight again. This makes it an easy ghost to identify with a parabolic mic, and an easy ghost to test if you aren't sure. Revenant moves at only 1.5 meters when it can't see you, but at 4.5 meters when it sees you. It hunts at 50% sanity.
Burn! Oh my god. It's a Revenant.
Here's another example.
Definitely a Revenant.
A shade will be less active when your sanity is high, gaining a 2% chance of activity or interaction for every percentage of sanity below 100%. This means if you have full sanity and you hear something being thrown or get a ghost event right away, you can probably scratch Shade off of your list of suspects. A Shade cannot hunt when you are in the same room with it, and it cannot do an activity with you in the same room unless it's an activity that it can do from outside the room, such as a light switch or picture on the wall, etc. Shade moves at normal 2.55 speed and gets normal line of sight bonuses. The Shade cannot hunt until 35% sanity, so it's easy to disqualify. A demon can hunt at any sanity with its ability, but it hunts at 70 sanity normally. A demon can hunt 60 seconds after being smudged versus normal ghosts not being able to hunt for 90 seconds. And a demon can hunt 20 seconds after its last hunt instead of the normal 30 seconds. A demon is affected by the crucifix at a 50% higher radius. Demon moves at normal 2.55 speeds and gets normal line of sight bonuses. Yurei are more likely to interact with doors and have a special double touch they do on a door, which will shut the door from fully open to fully closed, with a delayed slam sound. Also, Yurei is the only ghost that can shut the front door without a hunt or activity.
Dude.
It hunts at 50% sanity. During a hunt, Yurei moves at normal 2.55 speed and gets normal line of sight. An Oni cannot do an airball. An airball looks like this.
Not an Oni.
Here's one more.
Airball. That's a good airball. Okay, so that's a good airball.
They hunt at 50% sanity and normal 2.55 speed and get normal line of sight bonuses. But when an Oni hunts, it's more visible than other ghosts by blinking in a lot more often. A yokai has a chance to hunt if you talk around it at sanity of 80% or lower. To test for yokai, stand near a crucifix and talk. For console, which currently does not have voice recognition yet, stand near the cross and activate the radio.
Yokai.
Or stand near a cross, and ask a question on the spirit box. Other than these traits, the yokai hunts at 50 sanity and moves a normal 2.55 speed and gets the usual line of sight bonuses. However, it's unable to hear equipment unless it's really close. A Hantu cannot turn on a breaker, so that is an instant disqualifier. If it is cold, the Hantu travels quickly at 4.05 meters per second at 150 speed. But if it's warm, the Hantu moves about half that speed at only 2.1 meters per second. The key way to know that it's a Hantu in a hunt, though, is to look for its breath. Every few seconds, regardless of whether it is warm or cold, you'll see the Hantu's breath, and it is the only ghost whose breath you'll ever see. It does not get a line of sight bonus, but it still hunts at 50% sanity. Here's a Hantu hunt.
Get some Moroi. Oh, I saw a breath. I saw a Hantu.
Goryo is kind of hard to determine, no evidence. It hunts identical to most typical ghosts and doesn't have any key giveaways. But a Goryo will never change rooms, so you can use that to disqualify it. It hunts at 50% sanity and travels at the normal 2.55 speed. A Myling can be identified during a hunt because it's harder to hear their footsteps. If your light flickers before you can hear the ghost's footsteps, you're dealing with a Myling. Unfortunately, if the ghost starts its hunt very close to you, it's going to be very hard to determine a Myling from other ghosts. It hunts at 50% sanity and travels at the normal 2.55 speed. Here's an example of a Myling hunt. An Onryo can't hunt around a lit firelight. It acts the same as a crucifix to Onryo. However, once 3 firelights have been extinguished, including environmental firelights, the Onryo will automatically hunt even at full sanity. You can make an Onryo test by putting 3 firelights on a crucifix, and once the 3rd light goes out, if the crucifix burns right afterwards, you're dealing with an Onryo. But be careful. An Onryo can blow out a candle from 5 meters, which can potentially be outside of the radius of a crucifix depending on its tier. If the 3rd firelight goes out and there isn't a hunt, then you can cross off Onryo. Also, it hunts at 60% sanity, so a little early, and it travels the usual 2.55 speed. Here's an Onryo test.
There it is. That's an Onryo.
Here is one more for good measure. Twins can give themselves away with twinteractions, which is where 2 things happen at the same time in different areas. It can be hard to hear, but it's easier to see on the activity board, and this is what it looks like.
See that right there? That's a twin interaction. That little bend right there, just like that. And right there, see it? So that's what it looks like on the activity board. It has like just a little curve.
Twins hunt at 50% sanity. Twins move 10% faster or slower depending on which twin it is. That means 2.295 meters per second or 2.805 meters per second. I'm not very good at determining twins by their hunt, but here's the fast twin. Here's a better sample of the fast twin.
That's a fast one for sure.
Here's the slow twin. And here they are side by side. The Raiju affects electronics at a larger range, and while this is good to know, it isn't something that I have learned how to use to detect them. But during a hunt, a Raiju can be detected because it moves very fast around electronic items that you bring in when they are turned on, and then moves at normal speed when they are out of range. This can be heard on a parabolic mic if you have left electronics outside of the room you're in and the ghost walks by it during a hunt, or it can be visibly seen during a hunt when the ghost is visible. The Raiju hunts at 65% sanity if electronics are left on around it, or only 50% sanity if there aren't electronics around. Raiju moves a normal 2.55 meters normally, but 3.75 meters per second around electronic gear. Here's an example of a Raiju during a hunt.
Fast, slow. That's fast. It's by lights again, so it's fast. Slow. Fast. That's how you can tell.
The Obake doesn't have any non-hunt giveaways, and it hunts at the normal 2.55 speed at 50%, and doesn't have any special movement traits. But when it hunts, it will visibly change models and posture every so often during the hunt. Now, any ghost model that has multiple postures can change posture from one sighting or hunt to the next, but only the Obake can change model, and only the Obake can change posture during the same hunt. Sometimes the change can be very fast, especially when you have the ghost speed turned up like I do. So I'll slow down the area where the ghost changes in these videos.
See how it changed? That's what we want. I want to see it change again.
Here's another example.
It's gonna kill me. Oh, it did not kill me. Okay.
The mimic will behave like a random other ghost and then can change who it mimics at any time. The mimic always gives off orbs when it is in the ghost's favorite room, but the orbs are not real mimic evidence. So even in a no evidence game setting, the mimic orbs can still be seen, and in this case, it's a perfect identifier since no other ghost can give orbs in a no evidence.
Yeah, there's definitely ghost orbs, I mean. Okay.
Moroi will hunt from 2.25 meters to 3.375 meters per second during a hunt based on how low your sanity is. With line of sight, it can reach 5.565 meters per second, making it the fastest ghost in the game when you have 0 sanity and has line of sight. During a hunt, a Moroi is affected by a smudge twice as long as other ghosts, meaning it will react for 7.5 seconds when other ghosts are only affected for 5 seconds during a hunt. Here's an example of a Moroi during a hunt.
That's a Moroi.
You can test a Moroi by taking sanity pills. For this example, just listen closely to the footsteps. You will hear it slow down after the pills kick in. Deogen can't hunt until 40% sanity. Once it does hunt, it will know where you are and head straight to you at 4.5 meters per second until it gets close to you, at which time it will drop to a mere 0.6 meters per second. Note that the ghost will never get further away while looking for you and won't open extra doors and such. Here's an example of a Deogen.
It's a Rev. Oh, it's a Dio. That's a Dio.
Here's an example without the jingle bells. The Thaye will age as you stand near it. It has 10 age settings. At its youngest age, it can hunt at 75% sanity at 4.125 meters per second. While at its oldest age, it can't hunt until you are 15 sanity, and it moves at a mere 1.5 meters per second. Thays also do not speed up with line of sight. This one came out dark and stepped in salt at the end and slowed down, unfortunately, but this is the Thaye at probably an age setting 3 or 4.
Come on, I'm over here. Okay, so that's how fast it is now. Now I want to see. Now watch this though.
Now let me show you the Thaye at its oldest setting.
It's hunting? Finally? Oh, you're so slow. Look how slow this thing is.
Thank you.
Okay, so that covers every ghost type, and hopefully it will arm you with all of the information you need to successfully identify ghosts on Zero Evidence. If you feel this guide was helpful, go ahead and drop a like below. Feel free to ask any questions you might still have in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content. Thank you for watching, and game on.